Good afternoon, Michael Mazarang here again, and today we're at a house on the northwest side of Charlotte, and this house is going on the market. So this customer has hired us to do a variety of specialties in the trades. So I was really looking forward to sharing this video with the public as we're covering so many different kinds of disciplines. This particular home does have foundation problems. It does have foundation drainage problems as well. There is some moisture problems and mold issues in the crawl space. So the guys are here in production. So we're about halfway through the project, and we'll cover some things that we're about to do today. As we can see here in the front, the street is about 6 feet above grade. So there's a lot of drainage, a lot of water that comes down towards the front of this house. Which has caused some slab deflection here in the main porch slab. As you can see here, it's down about 4.5, 5 inches. And I know some of these companies want to pump foam under these old slabs, or maybe even a cementitious grout. But we determined it would be so expensive just to try to pump this up, and it would probably crack it because it's down so far. It's actually cheaper and much more strategic to go ahead, just break this out, bring in some extra soil, do soil improvements, bring in a layer of rock, and just pour a standard 4-inch concrete slab over the soil, and just do a broom finish, of course properly pitched away from the structure. And that will resolve this drainage issue. You can even see the original pour line from the original slab here. Here we are in the third day of production. We're starting to remove the concrete slab that's over the porch. You can see that's coming out pretty easily. As we progress along, you can see where the water has come down the hill into this flower bed, and we've had active water migration into the crawl space section. So we're going to dig out these vent wells, put proper aggregate in the base of the well, and then we're going to run a drainage swale right along here. We're going to take out this bush, grind out the stump, turn the corner, continue with the drainage, reset this vent well, of course, properly, and we're going to tie that system into a trench drain. We're going to do a 3-inch trench drain by cutting the slab here, running it all the way across to the corner, and then the discharge points will have both these discharges, a discharge here, and then this discharge for this gutter will also be tied into the system with a separate pipe. So all that water, instead of collecting here and getting into the garage, which it has for years, will then be strategically shot out into the trees, as you see here. And they've completed introducing the trench to the drain system, which we see here. And you can see the pathway of the drainage swale, and we're going to tie that in, of course, beneath the trench drain that will be installed. And you'll see that here in the next segment. So that's going to make a huge performance increase into the drainage and should hopefully resolve most of the foundation drainage problems that are getting into the crawl space at this time. As we continue down the side, you're going to see this threaded rod that's sticking out through the wall. Yes, you can see these rods here, and we didn't have very good compaction of the soil. So over time, these walls began to rotate outwards. So what we've done is we brought a structural engineer in, and we're doing what's called a soil nail retention program. And we'll attach the actual engineering diagram here to the video so you can see from an engineering standpoint what we're going to do. Basically, these threaded rods, this is a specialty drilling technique. Instead of having to use an expensive helical tieback system that they used in the old days, or some of these other simpler systems like wall anchors, which have their own problems. This is a grouted threaded rod in a sleeve, And once it cures, it has way more capacity than like your traditional helical tieback, or and it also provides a much easier approach, as you're deploying here all with hand equipment. You don't have to have a big piece of equipment to deploy these types of systems. So today at this point, the rods have been installed, and we're waiting for the channel to be galvanized at the steel company, and so we'll come by and we'll deploy the the plates here next week. But so you can see here where this is part of an ongoing foundation repair project. Once we've completed this, you're going to see all these hairline cracks in the brick. We're going to bring in a good brick mason that'll patch up all these cracks in the work area. And then also they will reparge coat the left, right, and rear foundation walls to kind of restore the natural the look that it had from many years ago. And you can see here all these hairline cracks will be patched and reparge coated. Also today, the guys are here today, we'd also are performing an industrial mold cleaning program. When we got here, this was caked with mold. Also, we had heavy water intrusion over in the front left. But as you can see, the insulation has been completely removed, and the guys are applying our specialty chemical, which is going to remove the soil load completely and can often restore the original look of the wood. So it's going to look like it hasn't looked in probably 20, 25 years. So they're busy doing that today. And once we're finished, of course, re-insulate the subfloor, and we'll put down a vapor barrier for this customer so that they can get the house on the market. So a lot of things here to unpack with this project. We've got foundation repair, we have industrial mold cleaning services, we've got foundation drainage. So for the next stage of the video, we'll show the completed project, or we'll be close to completion, when I'll come back and show you how everything looks as far as the crawl space and as far as the soil nail retention system, the final look. So we look forward to shooting the next stage of the movie here next week, and sharing that with you, sharing that here shortly. Thank you so much for joining us today. Michael Mazarang here again, and we're here at part 2 of the video. We shot the first part a couple weeks ago. We're here looking at the finished product here, and we're going to talk about several different things today, as opposed to trying to pressure grout the slab here on the front porch. We decided just to put in a new one. So the guys broke it out, and we just did a brand new front porch slab with a broom finish, as you'll see here, and it turned out pretty well. Got a little bit of touch-up work here, acid bath to clean up the brick, but the guys are pretty well finished here, for the exception of some touch-up work. We also decided to bring in a real brick mason for the brick repairs. This wall was cracked in multiple places, and you can see the brick mason did a professional tuck pointing job, as well as a parge coat. We were able to get the client to go ahead and spend the extra money to do a parge coat, since the original parge coat was 25 years old and had pretty well faded. So you can see here what a nice job was done here on the exterior. The crawl space has been completely redone. The insulation has been done. Mold was completed. We saw that in part A of the video, but it's been re-insulated, new vapor barrier put down there. But as you can see here, the guys did a wonderful job with the parge coat, but also wanted to talk about the finished product for the foundation repair. We had Piedmont Foundation Repair put in several soil nails here, and a soil nail retention system. You see here the finished product with the bearing plates that were attached to the wall and tugged down tightly. The soil nail process being much cheaper to deploy than these older helical tieback systems, or these ineffective wall anchor systems, which you really couldn't even done on this job. So in concert with the reparge coat, this really turned out nice. And even if they wanted to paint the plates, we could even paint the plates if they wanted to paint them a different color. But certainly the finished look right now certainly is adequate, and we certainly appreciate them doing such a good job on the foundation repair. So the repurge coat was completed today, and the guys are finishing up on that today. Wanted to talk a little about the foundation drainage that we did on the front. We had a lot of water intrusion into the crawl space, and you can see here that the rocks are covered up. But we did put a drainage swale. Part A of the video showed the trenching system, and of course we redid the vent wells, as you can see here. So the vent wells have been reworked, reinstalled below grade. You've got the drainage swale, which is underneath the decorative rocks under a separate pipe, and we also deployed this 3-inch trench drain. So all this above grade drainage that was coming down from the street is now effectively diverted into the drainage system. And on top you've got the 3-inch trench drain, and then beneath it the control pipe for the drainage swale, all coming out here to our exit line. And this is a bubble pot assembly which you can step on, run over with the mower. So a completed system here. So we're finished here, and they can go ahead and get this house on the market, and whoever buys this house will get a really good finished job here. So if you have any questions again about foundation repair, about mold remediation or vapor barriers and crawl spaces, about brickwork, we've got good quality brick masons in our network that do top-notch work, as you can see here. Also, of course, if you want to have a trench drain installed, new concrete installed on a front porch, we can do small concrete pours from time to time. But any questions about those types of services, or moisture control in crawl spaces, encapsulations, drain systems of some kind, we would love a phone call, and you can get us on the website at the bottom of your screen, or you can call me directly. Again, this is Michael Masser, and we appreciate you joining us today to see the final product here in Charlotte, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope you have a good day.